Hello and welcome to the 2 o'clock news, where we bring you the very finest news from across the world. Our first story comes from The Onion. In an effort to expand the facility's diagnostic testing capabilities, Chicago's Mount Sinai Medical Center announced Thursday it had begun offering a $20,000 scan that hospital administrators described as a vital tool to help physicians detect whether a patient has feet. With the addition of a new lower extremity imaging service, we hope to provide our doctors with important insights into the human foot, specifically its presence or absence in a given person's anatomy, said Sinai Health System CEO Aaron Teitelbaum, noting that in the future the technology used to perform the $20,000 scan might be able to determine not only if an individual has feet, but also how big they are. After waiting a few days for the test to come back, the provider will discuss its results with the patient and create a treatment plan based on whether or not they possess this physiological feature, which studies have shown is key to normative short-range mobility. An additional similarly priced test may then be ordered to determine the total number of feet the patient has. Teitelbaum added that while the $20,000 scan was not yet covered by insurance, it will be conducted automatically on all incoming patients who do not request, fill out and submit a form asking to opt out of it. American healthcare has always been expensive, as I'm sure everybody knows. Now, our second story is from Hard Drive, sister to the Hard Times. Friend back from European trip won't stop saying cross button instead of X button. Fresh off a recent trip from Europe, local gamer Morgan Jones dropped in on a Discord voice chat Friday night, only to infuriate everyone by repeatedly referring to the X button of their controller as the cross button. Sorry if I'm confusing anybody, I'm used to calling it the cross button now, as they do in the Power Rangers, said Jones, apologising. They even called the newest Microsoft console the Crossbox Series Cross. It sounds so much more cultured. And did you know that this game is actually called Marvin Pram Tandem Sprint in Europe? I keep calling it that by accident. But frankly, I think lowbrow Americans just bastardise everything about gaming culture. Jones's friends reportedly found the situation incredibly frustrating. I barely got a word in edgeways for a long... Cut. Trying to edit.
Just do it again.
I barely got a word in edgewise before Morgan's prolonged complaint that their local Walgreens didn't carry Mountain Dew Primrose Hill, a red-hued soda available in the UK, said Jones' friend Johnny Radsmith. Not to mention the exhausting anecdote about how they spent an airport layover watching Dragon Ball Z on their phone. I don't know how many times I heard the words Dragon Ball Z over the past 20 minutes. According to Jones, the Europe treats gaming as far less taboo than it's considered in the United States. European families actually encourage young children to have wine with their Fortnite matches. I want to travel more and see what life is like in the rest of the PEGI countries. Not to mention Australia. Over there, all the Y-axes are already inverted. So fascinating. Now, can I just go on record to say that whoever calls it the X button is a monster and should run from them immediately, as they themselves call it the cross button. Now, our final story is a political piece from Newsthumb. Tories reveal Schrodinger's Christmas party, which is both legal and illegal until police decide to take a look at it. Downing Street have today confirmed that they in fact did hold a Christmas party last year, but that thanks to Schrodinger's famous thought experiment can still be considered perfectly legal until such time as the police decide to take a look at it. Following a few days of speculation about the nature of the gathering at number 10 on the 18th of December last year, hypothetical lockdown restrictions, Policing Minister Kit Malthouse has today clarified the situation. Speaking on the Radio 4, he told listeners, "Look, it's all above board and perfectly simple for those of us that understand the paradox of quantum superposition. In December last year, no one was allowed to meet people outside their bubble, and the police rightly fined a number of gatherings and even broke up a wedding or two for not complying with the rules. And yes, while it might be true that there was a party at Downing Street on the 18th of December, but whilst being considered illegal, it was also perfectly legal until such time as it was observed by the police, which it wasn't and isn't going to be. He continued that we acknowledge that a number of people, especially those deprived of their last moment, due to dying relatives due to lockdown rules, are angry about this party that was perfectly legal whilst also not being legal. So we have asked the police not to look into the Downing Street party to ensure that they don't jeopardise the integrity of this famous thought experiment. Governments shouldn't go on rewriting the rules of quantum measurement, so it's probably best that we just leave it well alone. Boris Johnson was not available to comment on the allegations this morning, as news that traces of cocaine had been found in one of the toilets in the Houses of Parliament sent him scurrying off and muttering about something about nature calling. Now, since that has been public, it has been found that they have in fact been fined for it. Now on to the competition. Getting the headline is real or fake. Elon Musk says he would reverse Trump's Twitter ban. If you think that's real or fake, just phone in the number you see on screen. You'll find out next week. Now that was the 2 o'clock news. I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.